Hi folks, so what we want to do at this point is I want to have my studies right next to what I'm drawing or right behind it. I want to be able to see my studies. Especially at this point I really want to be seeing this one. So that's why I didn't want you to draw your drawing on the other side of this, because you need to be able to refer back to these. So looking at this, I said this yesterday, but I'm filming the next day, but the deal on this one is that the perspective is kind of extreme. It's a little bit, well, when I'm looking at this angle right down here, that's at least 90 degrees. It might even be a little, a little under. So if that bothers you and you don't want your box to be that extreme, I should have said this yesterday, but you can, at this point, you can adjust that just by making your box smaller inside the triangle or making the triangle larger, right? Now that doesn't bother me at all, and so I'm going to go ahead with it. I'm going to start this drawing looking, at this again. I'm going to start with this front Y, the very front corner of this thing. I want to look at the angle. The other thing that I've done here today is that I've started my drawing horizontally. I've decided that since this thing is pretty horizontal, that it might make sense to put my my box in there on a horizontal composition rather than going portrait and going landscape. Okay? All right, so again, looking at these angles, sometimes it's hard to get the angles just right. It takes a little bit of practice. Even when you've got some practice, that's kind of the deal on it. But I'm going to do my best here, try and nail that thing down. Again, using the ruler as a siding tool, I've come to the conclusion that is actually pretty legit. Okay, so I'm going to make a couple of lines here. Then what I want to do is I want to test and check them. If I've got my study here right next to me, I can check that. Looks pretty good. Way to go, Brad. This one, on the other hand, I wonder about. Again, holding that out, straight arm. Yeah, I didn't make that right. It's up here more. All right, draw the line I think it is, check it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I want you to be as careful as you can with these lines. Try to get them as right as you can, with the understanding that at some point we're going to move from that box and really start concentrating on the box that we've got at hand here. The other thing that I've had to think about here at the first is placement. Where am I going to stick this box on here? I've got, I want to think maybe a couple of steps ahead. The thing about this shoe, when I look over here at my study, a whole bunch of the action on this shoe is going to happen near the bottom plane, and not a whole bunch is going to be happening up here at the top plane on the, by the time I'm done with this thing. There's not going to be anything up here. So, I might think about that placement. Okay, let me just double check that again. Straight arm. Trying to not move that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to draw this one down here. Check it. And we kind of did this on the other one. Oh, I really made that quite a bit more slanted than it actually is. See what the angle is. Come back in. Do it again. Check it. That's a lot better. Okay, erase my old line. So here I've got the front Y of this thing. You can't even see it. Here, I'm going to change the angle of this thing, start a new video.